We're live. That's fantastic. Hey, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in once again here to Game Therapy 1000 Worlds, the only streaming content game that is guaranteed to bring you 1000 insane worlds. We're up on world number like 20 something. At this point, I've lost track. I'm going to have to go back and do an audit. Bruce and I and Tim are going to go through an audit all of the worlds and make sure we actually have them all. You know, don't worry, that's coming in 2021. But in the meantime, we're going to work on, today we have a sequel. This is part 2 of our adventure last time, an adventure I call Planet Caravan. And we're super excited to have all of you guys tune back in for this. So real quick, let's go around the room and just tell us, like, so our characters are vat-grown creations with half of the mind grown from a video game on this particular planet, and the other half drawn from little random bits from all of the other citizens they were able to catch their records from. So they're only a few hours old, but we're going to go around and we'll have our players introduce their characters and tell you about themselves. And I'm going to start with Nacho this time. Nacho, who are you playing today?
Okay, so just like the last day, I'm playing Mako, which is a magician from a distant land. You have just to imagine the wizard from Conan the Destroyer to get a picture. Still a bit disoriented, but he's making his way through the adventure.
He's confused, but he's doing great though so far. All right, so Hamad, who are you playing today?
I am playing Declan, who is a thief, somebody who sees himself as a leader that likes to lead from the rear.
That's fantastic. All right, and then Jen, who are you going to play today?
I am playing Felix, who through the course of events last game became the first acolyte of Aristimus in this weird world here. And we've renamed the museum to be and Temple of Aristimus. So
that's awesome. All right, and then Bruce, who are you playing today?
Hey guys, I am playing Hagen the Dwarf, short of stature, and also after last week's adventure, a little bit short on hit points. Hint, hint, Felix.
I love it. And then Lynn, tell them who you're playing today.
I'm playing Gordy, who is a warrior barmaid type. She's very stout. She takes no crap from anyone. Don't kick the jukebox and don't hit my cleric.
There we go. Well, that is fantastic. So when we last left off, all of the players are now going down in through the Catalpa Street Municipal Building in searching for the Qsverg. The Qsverg is a being, when the world that this chunk of planet came from was destroyed, the Qsverg, for reasons known only to themselves, each took a chunk of the planet, extended their personal force fields, this is as they were told, to protect this little chunk. And then for a long time, all of these different bits of planet were all headed their way across, far, far, far across the world, across the universe, to destination unknown. However, the chunk that my players, our characters today, find themselves on, including Catalpa Street, which has been called a part of a mystical city called St. Louis, has been led astray and is off by itself currently. My players, they just defeated a couple of giant energy leeches who had grown up around the energy of it, and now you all find yourselves after the battle. We are at the top of a we dropped through that hole in the ceiling into the sub-basement of this. Now, this is natural cavern that we're in right now. The natural cavern slopes down about 120, 130 feet. At the end of it, it comes up against what looks to be like a cinder block wall with a hole just punched through the cinder blocks over there. So there's just like a maybe 7 or 8 rough hole in the cinder blocks from the other side of there, with a strange, bright, enticing light coming and streaking out through that hole. So that being the case, we are all here. Hagen's looking kind of rough. What are y'all gonna do?
I'm still toting around a few points of disapproval, but you know, if I get smacked for it, yeah, maybe Hagen just needs to become follower number 4 or 5.
Well, Hagen's down with that. Aristimus has pulled his ass out of the fire more than once this adventure, so Praise
Yeah.
Aristimus.
You've made converts of all of us, I think, as of the end of last time. so.
Yeah, Christmas is all right. I was dead and then I wasn't, and I'm okay with that.
That's right. All right. Well, let's. I mean, I guess I'll try this die.
All right, new dice.
So that's 3d4.
Hey. Oh, 3,
No.
4. Oh,
Hagen,
I was thinking,
no.
I would have a D4. Ooh.
3, and I had 2 X's, so I now have 3 X's and a ouch grand total of 8 on disapproval. Hell of a way to start out a game. It's like it's Jen playing a cleric or something.
All right, so yeah, once again, the gods are angry. They are really, like you spend your time, healing these created beings when you could be re-recording our scriptures. We need our scriptures to all be recanted and written down until all of the words of Aristimus, as you know them, are written down and collected in a great big tome. I'm giving you a -1, he says, on spell checks until this is taken care of. I will have until the entire canon of our scriptures are completely recorded to my specifications.
Oh,
Then
Corbin's
until
gonna be
then,
busy.
you shall have a -1 on all spell checks. He didn't say -1, but you know what I'm saying. He said, you will know
There's a
my
penalty, yeah.
yes.
So that's gonna come out of Hagen's hide or something. I don't know. How hurt are you really? I mean, how much can you just suck up?
I'm going to be honest. A decent hit is going to put me down, but no pressure. I mean,
Yeah, no pressure.
I was coming around to this Aristimus guy, but yeah, perhaps he's not that great after all. He wants you to do what? Write down all of his scriptures.
That's a good way to get me to walk away, dude.
Hagen, first of all, it's a
Should I-
she. It's a she, so maybe that's the
But-
problem there.
Aristimus is a god of strategy and true seeing and, whatever the hell he or she believes or
Oh.
feels at the moment. So I'm good with they.
Hey, works all right.
All right, that's not catastrophic. But crap, you can't put any luck into that, can you? We don't have a halfling. Crap. All right. Well, here's the deal. It's going to take 2 points to make it not a failure and not another point of disapproval. So, what do I get in return, Hagen?
My undying, my warhammer and my shield and my protection.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can offer you,
All right.
friend Felix.
Go ahead and roll, I guess, just 1 hit die then, but hopefully that will be better than nothing. And
I'm
maybe-
absolutely certain it will be better than nothing.
Maybe
The
you
way
can
I am
run
rolling.
luck on it to augment that.
That was an 11 on a 12. That'll work. Thank you kindly.
Fancy. That was an expensive 11 hit points. Don't do it again.
But yeah, I was trying to defend the party against these giant. Okay, all right, fine.
The guy who drew the
Do we
first
need
one.
to do a little ritual or something to make Aristimus happy again? I mean, what do you need to straighten the situation out? Should we all hold hands and sing Aristimus is great, yay, or something?
It wouldn't hurt. I mean, it wouldn't dock your chances. I can almost guarantee you that,
I mean,
Especially if
this
I'll
is
tell you
being
what.
streamed to the whole internet. So
Yeah, you know what? Maybe if there was we're getting close to the holidays, and I'm not sure what according to Hoyle definition of a carol is. But let's say our players here today were to create a carol and sing a little bit for the people at home. Well, I would be willing to overlook a lot of points of disapproval for well done.
Aristomus, how shiny is your books? Aristomus, we love your shiny books. How shiny is your shiny books? How they heal us and with your good looks. Aristomus, please save us from our doom.
Hey,
I
well
hope
done,
somebody's clipping that.
Fantastic.
That was, yeah, absolutely.
I just healed up all my strength
Plus que
points.
parfait. You know what? Gory, the warrior barmaid, leads everyone in a quick sing-along of the carol to Aristomus she just created. And like, it actually seems to kind of like, you know, like all feel a little bit more connected, a little bit better. Felix, that's actually going to take off 2 points of disapproval from you. You're going to go ahead and lose.
Okay.
My humiliation is your benefit.
You know, I figure with Gen Con and stuff like that, people hear me sing enough. So
Well, we did. I'm just saying, we did get a lovely shanty out of Bob when he played with us.
He
So,
did. We you know, there's a tradition of Brinkman's coming on to play.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I ain't Bob.
Fair enough. All right, so but that was so you guys spend some time out there, and you know, there's some singing and some talking, and you're actually gonna, this sacrifice of humility is going to, like I said, it's 2 points of disapproval are gonna fade away, and you know, like everyone feels a little bit more in touch with Aristomus right now, and you feel like, you know, it's just you know, have been brought together by all such. So here we are down here. We're doing what are we gonna do? We are here in this underground space. There is light coming through that cinder block wall up there in the front, and you know, those two creatures are very, very dead.
Declan says, Target, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling much better. I'm not going to stop you taking point, which is, I'm presuming, what the conversation we're about to have, my good friend. But I'm prepared to back you up.
Take points. The hindmost leads from the back.
No, I'm good. I can step forward. I presume my infravision will be somewhat impaired by the light ahead.
Yes.
But I will move up as discreetly as a clunky dwarf can.
If you want me to take point, I can do that. Also,
no, I'm good. But I'd just be ready to come if summoned. You know, I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you, Felix. Thank you, my Lord Aristomus. Hagen will sort of step forward with his shield and warhammer raised and sort of try and peer over the gap in the brickwork.
And Declan will follow close behind, hidden to the best of his ability.
All right, so we are going to walk down there. Declan, if you want to go ahead and actually give me a hide in shadows check. But everybody else, we're going to walk down there to to this breach in the cinder block wall down here.
21.
21, outstanding. So you have sort of like it's actually a little easier to do than normal because the light coming out of this is so intense that it creates these very dark shadows, you know, in comparison. So you sort of like, staying about 30 feet to the right of the party, you're able to sort of like sneak down and be in fairly close range, but unseen at this point, you know, creeping up there while everybody else. You guys come down there to the edge and are at the edge of this breach, and you can see through there, okay, that this, the almost, like, I'll say no rolls are necessary. All of your characters at some point have been in an underground car park, okay? And this is definitely you looking through this breach in the wall into the rough ruins of an underground car park. You can see where you can still see the spaces that are actually lined up there, and there's, you know, signs talking about, you know, reserved. But hanging in the middle of this wide open space created by where the one ramp down comes, then there's a turn, and then the one ramp up, like where it all connects. In the middle of this space, hovering in the air, you see this creature. It's unlike anything any of your characters have ever experienced before. It is semi-insectoid, partially humanoid. It has other characteristics of maybe like lizards, but it is it's hovering in the air. It's long in the air. It's like, you know, like it kind of like, it has a tail, and the tail between where the tail is and the head, it's sort of like it's bent around, sort of like it's like staring at its own tail, and sort of like in a letter C, but hovering there in the air. It's got 6 pairs of arms, and all the arms are sort of like folded together. Huge, big, what you presume are eyes, but that are currently closed, that are there. It's just hovering there in the air, and just seeing it, this kind of like feeling of serenity comes over you just from being around it. Anyone on the character, anyone in the party neutral?
Yes, I am actually.
Yeah, Declan, you recognize this as a profoundly neutral being just from being in its presence. You just get there and you really feel like, oh, this is what this is something that really seeks the balance.
Okay, all right. I'm still kind of to the side from the rest of the group, so I still want to watch them and see what they intend to do.
Gotcha. You're hiding.
But if I can sort of whisper out to them, actually, you know what? No, I'll keep it private for the moment.
All right, keep it quiet. All right, what are the rest of y'all gonna do?
I'm absolutely taking Hagen's lead.
Do you want to talk to them first? I mean, it feels like we should talk to them.
Why them? Isn't it just a single being?
I don't know if it's a he or she, so it's a them, right?
Yeah.
Or they?
Oh, I see. Sorry. Yeah, that's
it's just a single being. Yeah, you're right though. Yeah, we don't know what its gender is, or if it even has one. It's hard to tell from looking at it. But it certainly looks more like a them than it to you. Like there's an intelligence, what I'm saying, that you're seeing in there.
Is it?
Looks kind of chill, like it's chilling down here and having well, I mean, it must take a great deal of concentration to steer a chunk of rock through open space.
Do we have the sensation it's alive, or the feeling that it is alive?
You don't have any signs from where you are that it isn't, that it's dead, although it is perfectly still. Actually, Mako, go ahead and give me an intelligence check for Mako. Go ahead and give me a D20 check and add your mod there.
19.
Yeah, you know what? You watch for a moment and you can it's hard to perceive it, but just slightly, you see its chest slightly inflate and slightly reduce, but very, very, very slowly. This thing is definitely alive and breathing, but it breathes just at a rate that's, shockingly slow for, that you're looking at.
It is indeed a creature. It's in some kind of stasis or something like that.
Brendan, is there a possibility that Declan thinks that this might be a divine being of neutrality and may potentially conflict with Aristimus?
Is there the possibility that Declan believes this? There's absolutely a possibility that Declan believes this. Now, as to whether or not that becomes true or whatever, I mean, it is certainly. It's clearly supernatural. It's levitating in the air, a few feet off the ground with no visible means of support. If what Corbin 17 said is true, he's hundreds of years old and has been here by himself without any kind of like outward sustenance. The place is largely devoid of food, so so whatever it is, it's certainly supernatural. Now, whether or not that makes it a divine being of some sort,
Then can Declan break stealth and basically step up to the party, and I'm going to volunteer to interact with the creature on behalf of the party.
I'll go with that.
Sure. Yeah, we'll stand back here while you barter some nefarious deal. What could go wrong?
So you're gonna step over the breach, walk across, approach it.
Yes.
All right. So here is what happens. Y'all see Declan goes ahead and you put one foot over, and now you're halfway through this hole in the wall there. When you hear a lot of like powering up, and you hear matey, just a moment, not so fast. And like you look, and like hiding to the right and to the left, in the interior of this thing, you see those whatever they were, the pirate people from upstairs. They're all back, and they look healed. Like they look like the injuries that you saw on them before. They look like they've actually been repaired. So right, but the captain is there pointing his pistol at you, like from about like 5 feet away. And on the other side, there are the 3 of them with that little like minigun plus plus the elf, and then sort of standing back behind the captain is that huge spider being with its hat, also looking healed at this point.
Have they noticed my compatriots?
You do not know for a fact whether or not they have noticed your compatriots. However, just like 5 minutes ago, y'all sang an improv carol about Aristimus not 100 feet away. So they've certainly heard something. So whatever your scheme is, you're gonna have to work that part of it into it, because there's no way they didn't hear that.
Oh boy. It's like, Captain, good to see you again.
Jen, you have a question?
I have a quick question. I hate pre-gen characters of a higher level that start with spells with things that are preparatory that take like a turn or more to cast. So for things like Stinging Stone, would that have been something? Never mind. No, because I just came out of a pod. Never mind. I answered your question.
Just came out of a pod. But I will say, part of your equipment, you do have some really like nicely prepped stones ready for this kind of thing, because that's what your character in the video game had.
Understood. Sorry.
No worries. All right, so you say, Captain.
Good to see you again.
Oh, good to see you again.
You're looking fine. About that misunderstanding we had upstairs.
Yes.
What? Why'd you shoot me? It was the cleric.
I'm going to need you, Slick, to step inside fully and put your weapons down on the ground there. And I say this with some regret, we are going to murder you right here in front of this delightful whatever it is.
Declan kind of casts glance at the delightful whatever it is. It's still in this sort of torpor kind of.
It seems to be completely oblivious to what's going on there, just radiating peace in all directions. And it doesn't seem to have been at all perturbed by. It doesn't seem to be perturbed at all by this going on here. Not the voices, not the threats of violence. None of it seemed to affect it.
Declan is silently cursing himself for reforming and actually leading from the front for a change. Okay, he will never do this again.
Yeah. So, Gordy, I'll tell you what. You're just a few feet behind where Declan is. So you're like, so it's like you're a few feet, like maybe call it 5 feet. Here's the breach in the wall. Declan's literally standing over the breach. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about like a foot high, and he's standing over it. Give me a luck roll for Gordy. Go ahead and roll me a D20 roll low.
I rolled a 5 under my 10.
Outstanding.
Awesome.
You know what you can see though? When the captain, you can hear their voices obviously, and you can totally tell from Declan's reactions and what he says that they're the same people from upstairs. You can actually just see his gun hand inside there pointing over at Declan. So you here's the breach in the wall, and from where you are, you can just see his gun there, maybe and most of his hand, a bit of his wrist.
Does he see me?
Not likely. It's not likely that he does, because like I said, they were all hiding here along the wall as he came in, so he popped through and
he stuck the gun out. Mm-hmm. I have a spear, and I would like to move such that they can't see me and just nail him right on that pointy wrist bone that you bang that makes your hand not function anymore.
I know the one. All right, let's go ahead and give me that check. So go ahead. I'll let you. This is gonna be a surprise round. You can go ahead and give me an attack roll, and you can go ahead and roll me a D20. Now you'll need a 3 or better on your D die, as always, to get some kind of so you know what I mean, to actually tag on his wrist there. But this is gonna be a surprise check. So go ahead and make me that.
That's got to be worth a luck point.
Nacho,
that has got to be worth a luck point.
Bring a luck point, Nacho. The guy is down favorably upon you. You know what that is? That's a good strategy to work on me. If I say, "Oh my God, you made a thing and everything," dude, that's awesome. Yeah, take a point of luck.
Just had that lying around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even mad about the spelling.
That's the question.
That's awesome.
Oh
I don't
my
know if
God.
that's high praise or blasphemy. You just can't tell.
I think it's high praise. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the cover. That's the cover of the book as he won it now. So, all right. So,
Rishimish.
it's, I believe.
I believe.
All right,
I
Gordy.
rolled
want to believe.
a 19
Whoa.
with a 5 on my hero die.
Is that a
Was
nat
it
19?
or your natural 19?
No, I rolled a
Oh.
20, 12 plus 2 plus 5 is 19. No.
Well, that's
Darn.
totally if you get
I
a
know.
5 on your D dot, which is amazing. So go ahead and roll me damage.
6 plus 2. Good thing I was using it two-handed because I'm not holding anything else.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. It's a 6 plus 2 plus 5. It's
Rock and roll.
13.
All right. So yeah, so you go through there and completely skewer his wrist. He's gonna drop that gun on a 5, okay? I'm gonna say that he is not gonna be able to use that wrist again until it gets healed. All right. You can go ahead and
Can I pick up that gun?
well, we can roll some initiative and maybe we'll see. You know what I'm saying? So it is time, y'all. So it's officially, as we say here in the U.S., things have jumped off. So we're gonna roll a D20 as your initiative modifier, and guys, just go ahead and go first. Just take the whole dungeon. Just pick the gun up and shoot him with it. I don't care anymore.
Oh,
I got
did
another
your
one
poor
for the-
little judge die defy you?
You know what? When my judge die drops a 1, it's because the story needs a 1. Okay, it lands exactly where it needs to. Sorry, we just watched Lord of the Rings again. I'm feeling very, very Gandalfy.
A wizard
All right, so-
arrives only when he is supposed to be there.
Those are my 1s. Darn it. All right. The parts. All right. So I'm gonna go forward. Gordy, what'd you get for initiative?
20.
20 for Gordy. The opposite Spitz Spiller. It kind of makes sense though. Like they're clearly taken by surprise here. Whatever happened.
The carol totally threw them off. They're
You know
like,
what I
what?
mean?
What is going on? What is
Some
the
of them
caroling?
are still singing. It's just
Somebody in the
Bruce,
back
what you
is
get
like,
for Hagen?
17.
That's pretty catchy.
17 for Hagen.
Yeah.
Some of them were even thinking about decking some halls. They are, man. Jem, what'd you get for Felix?
19.
Look at y'all, high initiatives.
If only I could cast with it.
I know, but you're gonna go first though, so that's
Oh, yeah.
All right, Declan. Yeah, anything
10.
to declare? 10 for Declan. Gotcha. Okay, and then Nacho. How'd you get for makeup?
3. A 3. Yeah. Still faster than
Better
them.
that?
Oh yeah, I have a total of 2 because I got a 1 plus 1. So it will be Gordy. It is your turn again. So if you wanted to, for your move action, to move inside this room, and then you can, I'll say you can go ahead and grab.
The first thing I want to do is bend down and pick up that gun and toss it to Declan.
Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So you can move in, grab the gun, and toss it to Declan. No problem. So Declan, remind me, did you do? Have you had a gun? You made your luck roll for the gun last time, right? You know how to use it.
Yeah.
Yes, I know how to use the gun and the manacles.
Ooh, gosh. All right, that's fantastic. So, all right. So you are now, Gordy is now just inside the door. You go on in, you grab it, you toss the gun over to Declan, which is awesome. So, it is Felix and then Hagen.
Oh, Gordy doesn't get to.
That's what I did. My action was picking up.
Gordy moved in, grabbed
okay.
the gun, and chunked
All
it.
right.
That's Gordy.
All right.
You know.
I'm going to try to cast Blessing for the betterment of the party, which means myself plus a radius. So this whole casting thing was kind of a cool plan last game.
We love you for your strategy.
So
Catastrophe.
Yeah, about that. I've got a 5 on my total disapproval roll because I rolled a 2.
Okay.
So
Disapproval goes up. Spell does not go off. You can still move if you want to.
I think I'd like to stay out of sight of the foe at this point.
You got it.
Foes. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. It is time for Hagen the dwarf to get in there and get involved. So you are outside the breach still. You have seen all of this. What is your guy going to do?
Okay. So Hagen was stepping towards possibly in my head even a foot up as this all kicked off, and he's going to try and launch himself off the wall, swinging first his warhammer and then following through with a shield bash at the captain. Having seen Gordy's fantastic attack, he's gonna leap in and try a double hit in a flying styly.
I love it. All right. I'll tell you what. If your D die get high enough in your D die, and I will say that you will have the higher ground advantage, and that will, even if you miss by a little bit, that will nullify some of their advantage. His armor class.
Okay, 4 on the deed, 19, which is a crit on the attack die. So I'm presuming that goes off. So the weapon is the warhammer, which is going to be 4, 2, 5, 9 points of regular damage, plus my crit. My crit die is a D16, which is that was just a 3 on the crit die.
All right, and your table 4?
Correct.
Yeah. Strike sweeps foe to the ground, inflict plus 1d12 damage with the strike, and make another attack on prone enemy. So go ahead and give me an extra d12.
Oh, sorry.
You said sit down.
Just the 1 on the d12.
That's okay. And then with your primary weapon, with your warhammer, go ahead and give me a second attack, but add an additional +4 on top of everything else this round as he is prone.
That was a 16. That's an unnatural 20 for the second attack.
El Cabano.
Landing another 5 points of damage.
There you go. Well, that's terrible. So you have landed on him.
And my shield bash?
And your shield bash.
That is a 10 plus my 4, 14 on the deed. 14 to hit with a shield.
Since you got a 4 on the deed, I will say I will lower his armor class to this from a 19 to a 17. It will still not hit unless...
I'll burn a point of luck. 17, you say?
You're burning 3, yeah. If I'm doing my math correct.
What did I burn last time? Did I burn last time? Yeah, I'm going to burn 3.
There you go.
That would be a further 3 points of damage for the shield bash.
That can't be just 3. You got to add your D die and your strength to that.
Oh yeah, sorry, 3 on the D die, plus another 3 because of my strength. 6. That's 10.
There you go. Yeah. So you land on him like a little dwarvish missile and just pound on him, and he is rattled from that attack. He's prone. He is on the ground. You're kind of like hovering over him, like you sort of like jumped off, landed on him, and kind of like rebounded off. The rest of the crew is like, clearly shocked at what's going on here. That was an excellent round. Well done. And that was Hagen. It's time for Declan to do something declarative. What you going to do, man?
Declan is going to follow up on kind of like the momentum that's happened here. So he's going to stick the gun to the captain's head, remembering that these guys were very protective of the captain. Okay. And he's going to shout out to them, try and intimidate them and say, drop your weapons or the captain buys it right now. This is your only chance to surrender.
All right. I want you to give me a personality check, but because of everything that's going on so far, you take an additional +4 on that check. because he's prone, he's laying there, he's beat up and bloody. He's got a spear through his good hand.
It's not 20 and no personal. I got a 20 in total.
20 in total. That's fantastic. Yeah. All right. So at this point, yeah, they absolutely stand down.
So, I'm sorry. I rolled a 20 plus the 4 is 24. I don't have another modifier.
Oh yeah. They're like the one of the 3-man, the gun team. They're like, no, don't. And the spider like reaches over to that the little control board on his thing and hits a button and says, "What do you wish us to do?" Comes out of his speaker box.
Surrender.
All right. They are indeed going to put their weapons down and kind of like back away. And they're sort of like, putting their hands up. And the captain is like, "You scummy space rats, I'll see all of you."
Please be quiet. Okay. I tossed the manacles to one of our buddies, basically to Gordy. Why not? Gordy, want to start sort of securing these guys?
I'm going to secure the captain first.
All right, no problem.
And do his belt of bombs.
He has one more of those. Actually, he reloaded, so he's got 2 of them on his little.
Gonna take the whole bandolier off and go marry Aristimus to Declan. And how many people will these manacles hold?
Well, just one. They're a pair of wrist cuffs.
Okay, so he's handcuffed behind his back.
All right, gotcha. His one hand is a mess. It's like where you hit him through his wrist. I mean, it's like this gentleman requires medical attention.
Is it going to keep his hand in the manacle?
Oh yeah, these things are smart manacles. They're like, as he moves, they kind of like keep clamping down on him.
Okay. So he's manacled.
Yeah.
I'll start pointing at them, kicking weapons over.
All right.
You on your knees, hands on your head.
Yeah.
Make the position.
Yeah, they all put their stuff down, and the elf looks over for Hagen, and he's like, "All right, I got to admit, you really got us this time. That was nice." He says, okay. He says, still speaking in Dwarvish, he says to Hagen, he says, "We've got a dimensional skiff over there, parked in slot 17, whatever. We have to use that to go back. We've already dimension shifted as many times as we're able to today, all of us. So once we get in there and leave, we won't be able to return for 24 hours. So all I want to do is make it home." Okay, there, Dorf.
Yeah, good to know. I'll think on that. I'll fill the guys in, so I will immediately translate for the rest of the group. Yeah.
All right.
What do you want to do, guys? Do we keep hold of these guys?
I nominate Declan for captain.
All right.
He'll look great in that fancy jacket. It's got like brocade and stuff on it, right?
Oh, yeah. Epaulets.
Any AC benefit from that jacket?
No, but underneath it though, he's got when you pull his jacket off, he's got a Kevlar vest on under it. Ooh. Actually, you can't take his jacket off because his arms are manacled behind his back. You can kind of strip it down there, and you can see where he's got like a Kevlar, like a modern-looking Kevlar vest with chainmail spots, around it that he's wearing. So.
The priority now is to secure the rest of the team. So any more manacles around between them and the stuff that they've dropped?
Seems like they only have the one pair. They weren't expected. They were certainly not expecting you. They thought, all right, if this one robot gives us a whole lot of attitude, but they didn't bring any more back with them. So
it's time for the captain to spill the beans. So I remember last time when he was talking to us, he was kind of lying through his teeth, right, trying to sell us this garbage, basically.
Yes.
Of them kind of. Provoking or rather calling on the rights of salvage and what have you. And so I tell him that tell us why they're here and what they're doing here specifically.
He says, he kind of like looks around and he kind of laughs. He's like, "Oh, yeah, to be, taken in by you vat-grown nothings. You're not even people. I'm getting old. I'm too old for this."
Declan flicks his foot at his busted wrist. Okay. Now answer the question, Captain. Otherwise, I'll kick you harder next time.
He says, we've got a buyer for all of that information. He is actually when this world was destroyed, and he kind of nods over at the Qsverg hovering there in the air, and these things preserve them. He said, some of them became these little peaceable communities, some of them less so. So we found one of them has become kind of a little warlord over his section of world that exists. And we were, let's just say, in contact with a gentleman. And he decided that it would be best for all concerned for him to be the only one that has access to all of these records. So we made a deal for some equipment we want, some reels, some pretties, a couple of baubles, some clothes, in order for us, in exchange for us returning all of these records to him. I think I'm probably reading a bit into this, but I'm pretty sure he wants to lie to his people and say that there's never been a democracy on his world. There's always been kings. So misinformation, there's no more powerful tool. You gonna let us go? Or
no, not quite yet. How did you get this piece of the planet off course?
That was easy. He looks over at his guys like, we created an explosion that just rocked it off, of course, and then we used a little bit of smoke and mirrors to make them think that when they put it back on course, that they thought that they had put it back on course, that the Qsverg did, but instead it was going in the direction we wanted it to go, which was away. It was a very cute plan, a really cute plan.
Yeah, really cute. Kicks him in the wrist again.
And how did they just kind of disapparate on us last time?
Oh, he says
That would be good to know.
Yeah, well, we're dimensional sailors. It's our stock and trade. Usually we can disapparate in the middle of a fight, but for whatever reason, being inside one of these Qsverg's force fields denies us that ability. But yeah, we're all able to slip in and out of the dimensional streams and go from place to place, usually. Of course, we can only do it so often, and since we had to run last time, we used the skiff to get back here, but yeah, we're stuck here for a day otherwise. So
who exactly knows how this dimensional magic works from your crew?
He's like, it's a technique you can learn. It just takes time and me teaching you. I learned it in my travels through the things. I'm actually a little, none of you are old enough to have ever heard of the dimensional sailors before, but I'm the first one. I'm the greatest of all. And the fact that you guys have managed to corral me in this parking lot.
So our implanted memories don't include any of those, right?
Not dimensional sailors and not the Qsverg, none of those things. Yeah, you have a concept of buccaneers.
Read a comic book once.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but no, gotcha. No concept of what,
Now, zooming back up the big picture. So the idea is that we want to get this planet, realigned with the original caravan of planets, basically, right? So this guy mentioned that they knocked it off course with an explosion. Does your ship have the firepower to create another explosion to send this planet back onto its rightful course?
Oh, we'd have to steal another nuke.
What? Where'd you steal the first one from?
This junk hole of a planet. You wouldn't believe. It's these people. They're not even, they used to keep good track of them. Now they're just sort of like laying all over the place. We had to bribe somebody, kill another guy. It wasn't hard.
Gordy's going to go over to the Qsverg.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me.
Declan's gonna follow Gordy as well.
All right.
Say, Hagen, you got this under control?
Pass the captain off to Felix or to Hagen.
Yeah, I mean, I'll drag him over to try and find this vehicle, this skiff he's talking about.
All right, sure. Yeah, sure enough. You know, the whole troop goes with you having the gun at dude's head, and yeah, you go like down one level, and like there's a bunch of empty spaces, and there's one that says compact, and there's like this skiff just hovering there in the air, and they're in touch, and they're like, you can tell these people are demoralized and they just want to go home at this point. But they're just like, yeah, that's how we got here.
By the way, I instruct the three the three guys with the machine gun to to deactivate somehow this spider golem. Is it?
Oh.
Yeah, is
well,
it?
he's like Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones he's a real spider. He just has his technical stuff to help him do human things. I mean, we can't deactivate him. He's a spider.
Isn't it some sort of magical construct?
No, he's a proper spider.
Tell him to use the gun to deactivate him.
Like yeah, you could tell. They're like, oh, come on, he's on our team. Plus, we couldn't all kill him if he's a force onto himself.
Very tough.
So send him back to the ship.
We'll all go, but we're not leaving without the captain. We will all leave and we'll all go, but we're not, you got to let us take him with us.
You're all staying put for the moment.
Well, and we're going with them, right?
That's the idea. I think how many people can that skiff carry?
It's big. I will say it is big enough for their entire crew and a number of people equal to however many of y'all can make a luck check right now.
Yeah, you had to ask.
That's equal to or under or under?
Equal to or under.
All right.
Makes it. No. And you know what? It looks like everybody but one could make it onto the skiff and make it back there.
He's small. He can ride piggyback.
It's a matter of power. How much power it has to It's what are they? 3, 4, 5.
So
I say spider thing is too big.
Oh, thank you.
Or in the name of strategy, we just leave one of the other sailors here.
Mm-hmm. Here's looking at you, Elf. Oh yeah.
Is there anybody here
The
that
elf gets
likes
the
Aristimus? Anybody here among your crew that likes Aristimus? Because we have a
They
new
probably have
temple
never
upstairs.
heard of him.
Well, pitch him.
None of them.
Pitch him your god.
That's actually a great idea. Now's the time.
I mean, I don't know who's in the mood for ukulele music right now. This doesn't quite seem the time, but there is this deity that is very powerful and is happy to be making a comeback into what we know as the world now. I highly recommend maybe learning some of the teachings of Aristimus, the insightful one.
All right. So are you going to give them a talking to about Aristimus while everybody else? You know what? I will go ahead and you can go and get your personality
Step
check.
up and start strumming. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a personality check and add +1 to that because of all the events of the day. But while you're talking to them, yeah, it goes about like I expect. As we're talking to them, let's flip over to.
I got 7.
Yeah, they're all like,
4.
oh yeah, sure. We'll go every Sunday. Absolutely.
Felix, no offense, but you're a shit cleric. Just want to throw that out there.
I was excellent like an hour ago.
You're good with the magic stuff, the talking to people. Hello.
So I'm making about as much of an impact as I would
gentle.
Trying to proselytize to a cat. Got it.
You're out of practice. That's what it is. You're out of practice. It's okay. Everybody sucks.
Yeah, you're only a couple of you're just several hours old.
Mm-hmm.
Truly righteous to behold. So while you are giving them the talk and holding them over there by the skip one level down, Gordy and Declan are over there by the Qsverg. They're hovering there in the air.
Excuse me, I'm gonna kind of like tap gently on like
Right.
a knee or something.
Sure.
If she's going to touch the Qsverg, I kind of sort of try to obstruct her arm or stop her. From
Okay. All right. Declan stops you from touching it.
Okay. Excuse me, could you wake up, please? We have some critical information that you might be lacking.
Right. It does not seem to, for whatever, it doesn't seem to respond to you speaking to it at that point.
Yeah.
You're lost. Why do you want to touch it, Declan? I mean, it's just gonna
No,
say.
I didn't want you to touch it. It's a
Oh,
creature.
well,
of
then
great
go
power.
ahead and you touch it then.
Let's do that. Declan's going to reach out and
All
touch it. See if he can wake it up.
Declan
Did
reaches
we
out.
get any specific instructions from the android upstairs? I don't recall his name.
Corbin 17 said the only instructions you had were that he said that the Qsverg was the only one that had the power. Like,
Right.
It's the creature that creates a force field that keeps all of you and this place alive and intact. He said that if you were asking about how to get back to the caravan, he said that the only way to do that would be to somehow communicate with the Qsverg,
Okay.
which
Yeah,
he
but
has
at
seen
that
before.
point-
But yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, at that point, he didn't say anything about how
no,
he had communicated with it before. Okay.
he said he never did. He saw it, but he never was able to. It didn't respond to him. So.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead with the touching.
All right.
Declan is respectful in his manner of making contact with the creature.
All right. You touch it in a respectful manner, in order, like as if you would, ask someone for, excuse me, sir. And as soon as you make physical contact, you find yourself kind of hovering in this like void space, and like it's just like the whole world has become black, but it's you and the creature. And the creature opens its eyes and looks at you, and you can hear it communicating in your mind, and it kind of resonates throughout. Like it's clearly telepathic, but it's like it makes your whole body kind of vibrate with this this kind of power that you feel. And it says to you, you are a new being that now exists on this piece of world. Where did you come from?
From a pod upstairs. We were made because it seems that your piece of the world was in some distress.
Let's be correct. This is not my piece of the world. This is simply somewhere where I am now. I am existing here. I am simply here to be in this time and place.
Are you not custodian of this rock?
I am custodian of nothing save my own feelings and my path. However, my path and the path of this piece of world have intersected for now, and I have made myself a part of its travels.
How do you feel about it traveling away from the rest of your collective?
If that's my journey, if that's what's meant to be, then perhaps that is a thing which we should explore. Perhaps instead of reaching the home where all of the Qsverg will be connected as one, perhaps it would be more instructional for myself. Perhaps I would learn more about the universe by going up on myself and expiring in a time and place and manner of my choosing. It's hard to say. It's something to contemplate, though, isn't it? The universe is fascinating and gives us these puzzles and conundrums all the time. And I'm grateful for you coming here and highlighting this one for me.
Well, since you're feeling grateful, Honorable Qsverg, I respect your opinion and your, for want of a better word, antipathy to your own destiny. But and while I might share a little bit that opinion, okay, I'm not so much actually, but my friends certainly don't. And what I would like to know is, since we're speaking frankly, what is it that we can do for you so that even if you want to continue on your course in this world, we can at least get to the safety of the rest of the Planet Caravans?
It has been eons since anyone has expressed an interest in my desires, and it's truly a wonderful sensation. And I'm grateful for you bringing this to me. It's interesting. I have worked my life to rid myself of desire, to simply be a thing existing and observing and being a part of this. But there is one thing that I do desire. One thing in all of the multiverse that I would desire, not for myself, but for my ancestors.
And what would that be?
The corpses of my ancestors floated peacefully through space for eons. All of them, we were on our way there to join them in a peaceful death before whatever event you describe as seemingly taken place, if you're correct about that. However, unfortunately, we tried this in the past, but those corpses were taken away by this creature. There is I think the best word for it would be demon, a demon from another reality who has come forth and taken away that which, and taken all of the corpses, the bodies of my ancestors, and fashioned them into a horrific thing that I find is an intentional defilement of their original lives and the purposes that they lived for. I find this disturbing for all of my people. And I find if I could have one thing, I would have this creature, which is really more of an unclean blip in an otherwise universe. And he kind of looks over at you. He's like, I'm treated with the kind of ambassadorship which you have been skilled with from your creation.
So if I understand you correctly, if we bring you back this creature, or if we kill this creature, what did he say? Bring it back, or
he asked you to go and act in the way that you have been an ambassador charged in the past.
But to what end? To what end? What does he want us to actually to get back the bodies of the of his ancestors?
Yes, I would like their defilement to end. I would like for them to be freed, and I would like for us to all join together in this peaceable afterworld that I foresee for my race.
And what is the manner of the defilement to the bodies from the demon?
It is horrific. He has taken them all and fashioned them into a planet. He lives on it and rules over it. Imagine millions and millions of the bodies of my ancestors crammed together in a state of amazing disrespect. And he built a palace upon them and of them.
That thickens like a fine soup. Okay. All right.
Bleak.
It's the only if I've worked my entire existence to rid myself of desire, but the only thing I've never been able to rid myself of is the desire to have that situation put an end to forever, and to have the bodies of my ancestors be set free.
Honorable Qsverg, you have the means to transport things across time and space. Is that correct?
I do.
Then you would be able to get us to this demon. Is that correct?
He thinks for a moment. I could.
Then if we go on this ambassadorial mission for you, could we have something in return that would be only fair and balanced, correct?
He kind of really thinks about that for a moment. He's like, yes, I see where it would be, yes.
Then
very well seen, young being.
Then in exchange, we want this planet to rejoin the rest of the pieces of the original planet. Is that acceptable to you? And I'll tell you why. The lore contained on this rock is very important to the denizens of the planet. While they may seem insignificant to you, okay?
Lore? What do you mean by the lore? I don't understand.
There is knowledge stored on this planet in one of the buildings up on the surface. Okay, there's even a custodian for this lore over there, Corbin 17. Maybe you heard of him. He made us. He's our creator. I can't believe I just said that, but yes.
Oh my God, no.
But we don't worship him. We worship Aristimus, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Oh. Mucky.
No, but Declan is trying to speak in neutral terms, in the language this thing tries to understand. He's trying to sort of say,
he gets it. He's like, no, I understand. Those records are Dharma. we have a dharma as well that we subscribe to. Yes, we absolutely have an arrangement. If you have the agreement of your fellow beings, then I shall do as you say. Come back here and all shall place a hand upon me to seal this as a pact should they agree, and I shall see my part of it done.
There are people here who would threaten that lore. Pirates, dimensional pirates, they too have the capability to move across time and space. They are the ones that separated this part of the planet from its original caravan, I guess. And they have they would mean harm to this place. They would mean to sell that lore to those who would abuse it. Okay?
Their commander is in a great deal of pain. He is acting out of a sense of loneliness and void that few of us can ever understand, wandering across through the world. I can feel it from where I stand. Declan, you must learn to forgive. If a being was to know better and to find that dharma that they seek, they would do better. Forgive him. Send them free. I will have no more violence towards such beings in my name.
So be it. I will set them free. We could do that. But again, quid pro quo, Honorable Qsverg. If we set them free, then we need to guarantee that they won't take the lore that we're trying to protect. So if we're going to set them free on your responsibility, it's also your responsibility to protect the lore.
Yes. Then say this phrase to them. And he whispers a phrase into your ear. Hey, if you're watching on the Twitch channel right now, go ahead and give me a. If you're watching, I don't know if anyone's listening to people on. If you're watching, go ahead and give me the phrase that Declan has been asked to speak to the captain in order to put an end to this. All right, gotcha. All right, so he at this point he kind of nods his head. And you feel yourself sort of gently picked back. Do you see what the phrase is there? In the phrase?
No, I don't see the phrase.
Go look in the stream. Can you see the stream chat?
No, I don't.
Sure. The stream chat, the phrase is, the sausages are not yet cooked. Thanks.
Who the heck thought of that's brilliant? Okay. All right, great.
That's my friend Ollie. Shout out to Ollie for.
What's up, Ollie? Hey, thank you, Ollie. Seriously, thank you very much for watching and for tuning into our show and for giving us a hilarious suggestion that we can roll with. We love it. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Bruce.
You're a person. Thank you, Ollie. All right, so you feel yourself sort of gently being put back, and you find yourself like once again sort of like back in physical space. Mm-hmm. You know, there, like watching they're like in there with everybody else, and once again, like you look around, you're like, oh my God, there's gravity here, and here's Gordy. You know what I'm saying? You hear everybody else downstairs. You hear like the people are actually like downstairs. They're like, all right, now let me get this straight. If Aristimus is really all that powerful, right? Then like they're really just not. Like, these are some real independent, hard-headed thinkers. They're asking questions. You are 5 hours old, and you're just not ready for them. They're kind of ganging up on you, like, yeah, right,
He's new.
Exactly.
He's old, but he's new.
Felix is just getting kind of dogged on by these guys.
Declan throws up because he knows what he's got to go do now and go to this planet of corpses kind of thing, and the whole brave face in front of this creature kind of dissipates. He's nauseous, he's pale, he's just really queasy at the moment, and he asks Gordy to follow him while he rejoins the group.
Yeah, Gordy's like, "Are you okay, man?" Here, and she pulls out a flask and gives it to you because she's the barmaid. She always has a flask because it's here where you rinse your mouth out.
What's in this? Never mind.
The only thing that computer can make, grain alcohol.
Yeah.
Guess what? Declan just had his first drink ever, and it was Everclear. So you can play that out as your character sees fit.
All right.
Rock.
Just a sip. I mean, so flavor out of your mouth. Didn't have to. Drain. Okay, drained it. All right, that's good. Yeah. Okay. She holds up the flask. Is like
drip.
Wait. You know it's the only alcohol on the whole planet, don't you? Way to be, Declan. Way to be.
Declan walks up to Hagen and says, Hagen, release the captain.
But why? What?
What?
I look at the captain. He looks at the captain square in the eye, his eyes starting to kind of get a little glazed with all the brew, right? And he's like, Captain, you're all right.
Thank you, Scotty.
The sausages have not yet been cooked. And I need you to know that. And that's why I'm letting you go. And I'm sure this makes no sense to the rest of the guys.
Mother! That's the last thing she said to me. Oh, God. It's the reason I wander. It's the reason I wander. And like, he just loses it. And it's just like, his guys are like looking at him like, Captain. He's like, you can shut the hell up right now. And like,
Gordy kind of pulls him over and pats him on the shoulder. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Mom feelings are big.
He pours all his pain out. The reason he has been like, he's like, I've just been trying to steal and rob and go to all these places. And he just really like, he's been separated from his family for hundreds of years. He can't find a home. And like, like that one phrase just completely upended him. So when he is all over, he looks over at complete drunk off his butt Declan and is like, sir, we're going to leave and we are never going to bother you again. And his friends are like, are we out of the pirate business? Like, of course we're not out of the damn pirate business. All we know. But we will not bother you again. You have my word, nor any of the other ships in this caravan.
Thank you, Captain.
Gordy looks at the captain and says, man, you got to feel your feelings. You can't just push them down or you end up with ulcers that way. You got to feel your feelings, okay? And don't take them out on other people.
Thank you for that, Gordy. And hey, good fight.
Sorry about your hand.
Just walking out like that?
Yes. Well, floating out. So they all pile back in their skiff. He's like, find us on another world then, Mako, because we shall not return to this one. Not in my lifetime anyway.
Gordy fist bumps the spider on the way out. Sorry about your arm there too. Sorry, that was good fight.
Yeah. As they leave, I'm throwing to the Alpha parting magic missile.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not gonna kill him.
The spider hits a button and says, yo ho. And that just as you fire your magic missile, they all pile into this thing and it blinks for a second and then it fades out in much the manner when they first disappeared, when you guys fought them earlier, the same way. They're static and then they're gone. As if they had never
Liars, they said it wouldn't work for 24 hours.
No, they said the skiff could get them out of here, but they can't come back.
Oh, okay.
Without the skiff, they couldn't do it for 24 hours.
Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry.
Gotcha.
What was that all about, Declan?
Okay.
Yes, that was our only way out. I have some explanation to do here.
I'm going to start taking this personally.
The Honorable Qsverg had some very choice things to say. And they made us for a reason, you see. We're ambassadors. And now we're his ambassadors. That's why he's taking care of the planet. He's got people too, family, dead, like planet son.
I thought this was for real, and it's just you're completely drunk.
No. I'm completely.
He was a little sick when he got out from talking with Qsverg, so I gave him a flask, and I didn't know he couldn't hold his stuff. So I thought he could hold his stuff. If I'd have known differently, I would never give him. But sorry about that.
I can hold it fine. It's still in me. Unless it comes out, it's not alcohol abuse.
Change allegiances?
No.
I will say, Declan, when you don't think he's a deity, he is a cosmically old
exactly.
Monk,
I'm not talking about like a deity. I'm talking about us being ambassadors for him. Because I'm thinking Declan thinks of him in terms of like a lord or a leader or somebody that a figure of authority, but not a divine being because that's
tangible.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So he's king of the rock. Yes, as far as Declan's concerned, right? So And Declan tries through his slurred speech and his befuddled brain and his really honestly with the apprehension that he has of where he has to ask these guys to go, because he doesn't want to go there, but he's committed now. This corpse planet that he's going to ask everybody to go to. He's going to try to the best of his ability to explain the situation to them. Now, whether they understand it or not, it's a good story.
Hagen's starting to understand on the basis that we are negotiators, right? We are ambassadors, and we've just successfully concluded our first negotiation with the clearly he talked about leading from behind, but Declan has negotiated not only the conclusion of our first mission, but also negotiated us a second contract, right? So Hagen's down.
Yeah. But what's this about a corpse planet?
Sounds fun.
The Qsverg have ancestors. They have a strange belief system, but their ancestors, they're kind of dead. And because they're dead, they're kind of like beacons. So these guys are going to their ancestors, but their ancestors have been picked up by this demon, and they've been kind of Frankenstein together into a planet. They've been put together into this other planet. We need to go talk to this demon so that we can recover these guys'.
That's a lot of dead Qsverg.
Negotiate.
Planet's worth of dead
So
Qsverg.
crazy, it might be true.
I hesitate to think of who might live on said planet.
Well, the word demon was thrown around.
Demon was thrown around.
Why don't we go talk to Corbin and see if he knows anything?
I doubt Corbin will know anything about this. It seems to have. Corbin already made clear to us that his information kind of goes back as far as the Qsverg. I could be wrong, but
Okay.
maybe Brendan can shed some light. But if my memory serves me correctly, Corbin knows about this world and the coming of the Qsverg, but nothing of the Qsverg themselves.
Yeah.
That was
The Qsverg and why they do it is a mystery. In fact, you're not even sure how he knows what they're called, but he does say that they did come, they did save, there's thousands of them that have each saved a piece of this planet, but he doesn't know why or where they came from or what their motivation was. And he had been down here to see it before. He has come down here back when he had legs. He came out here and actually checked it out, but didn't.
So we should at least let Corbin know that we're going and that he's safe now.
Yeah, so is there any proof that actually this Qsverg is making valid his claim that he will be moving us towards somewhere else, towards this corpse planet? Because that would be the first step, right?
Correct. I think the Qsverg is, he says, Declan says outright to Mako, look, as far as proof is concerned, I don't think that there's anything that could prove this other than him or it or them actually taking us there. But it seems to me it's a creature of its word. It understands bounds. And I think I have no reason to disbelieve it. And in fact, I kind of lean more towards believing it'll honor its word. If we are successful in doing what it needs.
Very good. Let's find out then.
And what do we get in return? Did we negotiate that part?
We get to fulfill our mission, Felix. We get to live out we get to fulfill our duty as ambassadors, which is what we were made to do.
And they said they were going to put this piece of rock back with the other pieces of rock?
Yes.
Okay.
And protect the lore on it. So Corbin 17 gets what he wants. And then after that, we can decide what we want.
Okay.
I just want to open a bar in Cincinnati. It's weird.
You have this feeling inside your head, right? This
the desires of one of the parts of your memory that you're there, all I want to do. Cincinnati has this great bar scene. We could be about cocktails, live music. I love it.
And once we get
more of a studs and pizza place, but yeah.
Well, once we get close enough to other civilizations, we can make sure that Corbin 17 starts sending out the records that he has, and everything from the Hall of Records, and we can make sure Aristimus is embedded in that.
Now, did the pirates take their weapons that they surrendered with them?
You know what? You know what they didn't take? You have their you have dude's pistol and his sword. Everything else they walked away with. They took.
The manacle?
No, well, he was still manacled when he left, so he's the captain was still, you know. Supposedly they're going to go home and get the key.
What about the minigun?
You know what? Michael can give me a roll. Did they leave the minigun? Because that's kind of a weird thing. Like they're walking along with it. So you can go ahead and give me a check. Make a roll low under the minigun for the minigun.
Luck, right?
Yep, D20 roll low.
10.
Yeah. Here's a smash cut to one other pirate showing back up, picking up the gun and like disappearing before like
you.
Somebody you haven't met from their crew yet, just like
Heather
at least this.
Yeah.
Hey, we were gonna need that. Damn
He's talking to the gun. Come on, Vera, we're going home.
Of course, the gun's name is Vera. Of course it is.
That's that was one of the deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, man. Well done. Deleted scenes. I love that. Oh, that's so cool. All right. So they did walk with the minigun. What do y'all do?
I guess if we're ready, we should go back to the Qsverg and just ask him to take us there. Take us to Planet Dead.
All right. So we all go back.
After filling Corbin in on everything that's happened. So yes.
You go up there and Corbin could not be more delighted to hear that the records are. You say tell him all that, and he is like, oh, well, that is most wonderful, well done. I have succeeded in creating ambassadors. Yes, Felix.
Is it safe to how do you say rest for a short while and rejuvenate?
Certainly.
Would we have time to do that before being sent off as ambassadors yet again?
Are you asking? Corbin is like, yes, Corbin thinks so, but he doesn't know. He doesn't. He is not the boss.
It sounded like it was a pressing matter. Like this is a thing that's been ongoing for a while now. I mean,
Declan actually says no, it's not. These things, his understanding of the passage of time seems to be not like ours at all. He's been waiting for an eternity. He can wait a night. I think we can rest.
All right. So we rest a night. Corbin uses, as it turns out, Corbin can make enough food for like 48 hours from the rest of the material and the vat stuff. So you guys, basically eat like high protein oatmeal, sleep, and have another meal of high protein oatmeal and water. But that next morning, everyone can get back. If you have, everyone get back 1 hit point. If you get back, Declan, you'll get back 5 points of luck. Anybody just spell burn will get back 1 point of spell burn.
And clear off that damn disapproval. Yep. And I will practice a couple of additional hymns in the morning. Everyone can suffer to the ukulele music.
Why are there so many hymns about justice? Sorry, that's my. That isn't actually a ukulele song. It's a banjo song. That was close. Sorry about that.
Yeah, close. Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot of ukulele music. That's what I'm making.
The secret heretical sect of Aristimus, the banjo players. Yeah, there's a schism within the church that we don't talk about between the ukulele players and the banjo players.
Oh, I'm not nearly caffeinated enough for this.
All right.
Thank you for the little bit of bookkeeping.
All right.
I feel better.
Yeah. So that next morning, we all tromp down there, and we all we do as we're told. As he said, you guys put your hands on him, and for one moment, you guys like are all in there with him, and he's like, I can sense you're all of agreement. It does my heart good. Be careful. I would like to see you at your best ambassador skills. I would like to see a true negotiation with this thing, which is not really a living being so much as a placeholder for evil. Go forth. And then like suddenly, like all of you kind of like step, again, you feel that gentle push back from him. And then like all of a sudden, like another one, like a bubble it looks like the bubble that is surrounding this entire place that you all saw, but it just surrounds you guys. Maybe it's about 100 foot wide, kind of like dip down and there, kind of appears around all of you. It slowly goes up. It actually goes like through the parking garage, like up the levels of the parking garage. It has to push through a bunch of rubble at the top of it, like until it breaks out. Then it goes straight up. For a moment, the two spheres connect, and then your sphere just passes through the other sphere without damaging it or letting in any atmosphere, very slowly. And then suddenly you start streaking across the galaxy at amazing speeds, just absolutely amazing speeds. You're watching as planets and quarks and supernovas and whatnot just are like going by you guys on all sides. And then finally it slows down, and then it slows down to a crawl. And you see this kind of like gray mottled planet below you, and the thing like comes down to it. And the closer you get to it, the more you realize this planet is just horrendous looking. It's just it's just ghastly. And eventually you are set down upon it, and the bubble sort of disappears around all of you. The air on this place is like foul. It is, it smells of dust and ash and rot and decay. When you look down at the ground, you literally see that like the ground here is completely, imagine that creature, the Qsverg, imagine that he was like a cicada, and you can kind of like step out of that body and leave behind just an exoskeleton to it. All of those things just crammed in there. So you're walking across millions and millions and millions of limbs and eyes and backs and faces and such. You just see them all kind of indignantly pressed together into with one ball. It's a very small planet. And it's so small that, the planet is so small, it's like it shouldn't have the gravity it has, say the science bits of minds that you guys have, and yet it does somehow. And the only feature to it, other than the fact that it's a giant big planet made of the discarded corpses of these things, is that there is a kind of a temple there at like maybe a mile off from where y'all landed. This is clearly like a mock cathedral, which is sort of like, done to be like, it looks like it's all kind of like holy and everything, but it's clearly just made of these things. Their bodies are in and out of it. There's a whole wall of just butts. It's really rude, just amazingly rude. And it's got a big open gate there. You hear like this, like terrible, like kind of music coming from the inside of there. And there is a smoke issuing from the front of it, so like billowing smoke. And that is what you see.
I can't find the right key.
Declan kind of looks at his team, and he's he's kind of gutted inside in a way, right? Yesterday he was trying to lead from the rear. He reformed. He paid the price for it. Now he's got this responsibility, and so he just sort of takes the first step forward, starts moving towards the temple.
All right. All right. You start moving towards the temple. Everyone else, I'm assuming, goes along?
Yeah, Gordy's going to fall in step with Hay and is like, we're not going to survive this, are we?
Declan's like...
Are there any other signs of, living creatures around?
Good question.
You don't see anything like, as far as you see, this is a dusty, cloudy wasteland, and you see no signs of life whatsoever.
I'm going to attempt to let Aristimus know that we have temporarily relocated by way of asking for his blessing from afar, wherever he may be.
All right.
Awesome. That will be a lot better.
There you go. All you needed was a breather.
Not bad. It just gives me a +1 right now.
But you have pinpointed yourself to Aristimus, and you certainly are now you feel this connection. You know what I'm saying? And now that you walk in, you are fearless of nothing. You know what I'm saying? You walk in there with the blazing power of Aristimus covering around you and such, and when the time comes, the strategy will present itself, and you will prove yourself worthy. You got this This
Just
feeling
had
of
to
just, like,
establish the IP address.
Boink. There we go. I love it. All right. So you guys approach this gate. So you can picture it. The interior of this place is one horrendous looking cathedral. There are what seem to be like pews, and windows and like, there's an altar. Every bit of it is made of these corpses. Everything here you see is just these things, legs jutting out from all over the place. And like behind what would be like an altar in a real cathedral, behind that there is this raised up pillar that's kind of like a giant extended throne, and like sitting on top of it, you see this horrendous creature sitting on top of this thing. In some ways, it looks like a classical demon. It's got red skin, it's got a big long tail. Its face is yellow, and its face is made up of like 3 faces that are sort of like face, that all kind of like look around and talk in unison. It has a great big long tail coming off of its backside, and the tail has what looks like, I don't know, a lobster pincer on the end of the tail. And as you guys come in, it like smiles and it like jumps down off of there, and it's like, after all this time in my exile, whom do I owe my thanks to for sending me the gift of souls, live souls, young, fresh souls, virgins all, to torment and defile? This is the greatest. How thoughtful. I shall only destroy their world with fire. Oh, after so long.
To whom do we have the pleasure of speaking?
They even speak. They have language. This is amazing. I am Ternanog, the Defiler. I am here to destroy absolutely every bit of you and rip it to shreds. I only wish that you will leave behind beautiful corpses that I can use to add to the girth of my world and trot upon you forever and ever and ever, as I trot upon these useless fools whom I've collected over the ages.
Why?
Why? Because if a thing is perfect, it is there to destroy. Everything is there to ruin and defile. It's the only thing. Just destroying something and defiling it is the only action you can take that would matter at all. It's the only thing. I am the only being in the world that matters. When I sleep, nothing happens in the universe. Nothing of significance. Because it's only me destroying things. And
what if I were to tell you that we aren't perfect?
How so? I can't believe that, because your skin is so nice. You're barely blemished. That one's got a scar, but it'll just add to it's nice to have one scar to throw off the rest of the perfection. Oh my God. Oh.
I mean, when you think about it, who's to say we have souls? I mean, we're vat-grown. I mean.
Oh, no. No. If you had no soul, I wouldn't even bother, but you do. I can smell them.
Thanks for clearing that up.
I can smell your soul from here.
Does it smell like beer?
I want them all. And it starts making its way over towards you, claws extended and tail swishing behind it. And it's
strategy.
As
strategy lady. Closer, strategy lady. What are we doing?
He's about 8 foot tall, and he is making his way towards y'all. And
Wait. It's destruction you crave, yes? So what if we could offer you an opportunity to destroy everything that you've already created?
That'll be for another day. I'll eventually do that on my own. Yes.
But no. You're a
defiler. I'm a defiler. Oh no, I take things, extant things, and I make them awful. That's what I do. And then I take things that are sacred, and and here he says a string of words that make all of you are like, whoa, you're only about 2 days old. It's the worst thing any of you ever heard. I will not say it here on the Twitch channel for Goodman Games Official. The picture is gross, real gross.
I'm just waiting for y'all to roll initiative, really. I'm looking around to my compatriots. Why are we continuing to do this thing?
I was
Yeah.
looking for some kind of redeemable quality, but
Yeah, me too. I was like trying to figure out what it wants, and all it wants us to do is destroy and defile. So it's like, how do you negotiate with that?
you're such
Tell
a
him the
horrendous
sausages
thing.
aren't cooked yet. Maybe it'll work on him too.
Martha! No, I'm kidding. That's not even happening.
Wait, your mom's name is Martha too?
Such a huge universe, and we find the two brothers. That rings a bell.
Oh God. Ooh, sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get into it, Bruce, can I get you to be interesting for about 5 minutes in the old days? I gotta get a sip of water because I just laughed myself. My voice is hard of me. I need just a minute.
Yeah.
Absolutely, guys and girls and everybody in chat, thanks very much for hanging out with us tonight. Lynn, Jen, Hamad, Nacho, so good to be playing with you guys again. It's been a crazy year, right? Okay, so some of you guys I've had the pleasure of playing with in person. I've been lucky enough to play host to Brendan when he came over for UK Games Expo. I've been lucky enough to play online and in person with Jen at GaryCon and other venues. And hopefully 2021, maybe 2022, some more of us will get to play in person. But if not, we've got the old online thing. I'd also like to say a massive thank you to the man behind the scenes tonight, Tim. Some of you will have watched Game Therapy before and know that this is very much Brendan's brainchild. But both initially myself and now Tim it has been sort of helping out on the technical side. And co-hosting and all that sort of stuff. And
we have 14
yeah,
viewers,
Mr. Deshane, we love you, dude.
Thanks.
And
Bruce,
also,
I love
yeah,
you too.
massive thank you.
Thank you for you guys watching at home.
And yeah, everybody at home, I know we've all got friends in chat. I'd like to say hello to Hector Stoneaxe, who is an old mate of mine from school, Paul, who was also playing in my pub game, which we were playing monthly. And I'm really missing, especially this time of year, because we all like to get together and run some of those Goodman Games holiday modules, right? So, that is particularly good fun with mince pies and Christmas beer. So, yeah, missing all of that. But thank you, everybody, for being here tonight, for being online. It's awesome.
Thank you all very much, and thank you, Bruce, for keeping everyone, occupied and interested. While I had to go and get myself a refreshment
Such
because
a professional.
I was losing it. No, he totally. I'm telling you, man. It's like he elevates our little game here so much, and we're so grateful for having him.
I'll be right
All
back.
right,
Sam, I'm gonna drink.
And also, bless you, Paul, for remembering my homemade mince pies, which is the only time of the year that I actually bake anything.
Oh, you make homemade mince? Oh, I love it.
See, I could maybe make an exception and make them for the next. I don't know. Sometime we'll get together again soon, man.
Yeah, we will.
Maybe 16 months from now.
Hey,
That sounds really good.
right? So I have started my holiday baking for the year too, and I've done a bunch of loaves of. I do a cranberry nut bread. Boom, hook some of
Sounds
that up.
good.
It's real nice. So, all right, y'all.
I've got a little bit of a carol typed out and everything that I'll share with the group, before we part, if you'd like.
Yeah, as a closer. All right. All
Awesome.
right. So this thing, 8 foot tall, big long tail, red skin demon, 3 faces combined and such. He's coming for you guys. And he's just being horrendous. So I didn't see what you actually got, but let's start with Nacho. What'd you get for initiative for Mako?
That would be a 7.
7 for Nacho. Okay, how about for Gordy? You're muted.
16.
16 for Gordy. Okay, Hagen.
6.
6 for Hagen. Okay, Declan.
17.
And Felix.
I will be 1 below Gordy again.
Okay, you'll be 15 for Felix. I actually got a 20 this time, which is with his modifier is pretty gross. So, which is compared to my 1 from last time, I feel like I've really, come a long way is what I've done.
Nobody's rooting for you, Brendan.
I hope everyone. Go ahead. No,
just go. No, after you.
I say I hope everyone roots against Tyrannog because he's awful. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But like, you need real villains to bring out the real heroes. And I think that all of y'all, your characters, vat-grown, 2-day-olds as they are now truly proving yourself to be actual heroes. Bruce, you want to add to that? You got something for?
Oh no, that's good.
All right, bet. All right, so he is going to go first, though. So here is what happens. I don't know why he has decided that 1, 2, 3, 4. That why he decided that Mako is like the one to start off with. But yeah, he is coming at you. So he is going to. His tail comes up over his head, and a blast of energy comes out of that. So go ahead and give me a fortitude save, DC 15.
Dude.
It's
All right.
energy.
17.
TPK.
You got 17?
Yep.
All right. So a 17, roll me a D10, please.
D10.
Yep.
I did make it, Brendan.
Okay. No, I know. You're getting a minor effect instead of a major effect.
6.
All right. You got a 6. All right. Suddenly, D20 minus 10. Like your body, you had this incredible body ache that kind that's awesome. Like it's like almost as if your body kind of uncoils and gets weird and gangly. You actually grow by 8 inches. Your weight doesn't change, but you become kind of a skinny, weird-looking mockery of yourself as you were before. You look all like it's like, yeah, you kind of have this weird, like your torso is too long, but your arms are the same length. You look disproportionate, and your head's kind of like your head kind of elongates, and he's like laughing about that as he charges over to Victor's number 2. Oh yeah, he's mad at Hagen the dwarf over that action as well. So at Hagen, he actually is going to come at you with his with his claws. So I'm going to come over and try to like just rake you with the claw effect. So he is going to get a total of 17. Does that get you?
Nope.
Oh man, he comes at you like with his, comes at you raking his claws at you, rakes them down like the front of your shield there. The smell coming off of him is absolutely foul. It's the worst thing. Like that's actually ever happened. And also this round, suddenly he kind of puts his arms up after that, and he gets surrounded by a veil of flies that just like completely surround him. And they're making him a little hard to see, but also, we don't know. It's like you can see, you can see a sort of a, gross cloud of flies there. They're all clearly like standing there in front of Hagen. But we don't know what all of that is going to do. So that was a particularly crappy round for this monster, but that's okay though, because it's time for Declan to do something declarative. What you gonna do, bro?
Declan's going to back off, put some space between him and the creature, stay away from melee range. So I guess he's going to move back as much as he can, level that pistol, and finally give it a whirl. Take a shot.
All right, Cacao. So melee weapon firing into the cloud of flies. You can make your attack roll, but you can go ahead and roll your adult D16, and you're not able to crit with this. So go ahead and give me an attack roll, D16, and add your mods.
D16 plus my mods. Incoming 9 plus. Is a 10 hit?
Let me check my chart here.
Dude, you have a luck die. You got your luck back.
I do. Hold on a second. Let me use 2 luck points to add 2d6 to that roll.
Do it.
3D spin.
Yeah, let's make that 3d6. Why not? Who's counting? Does an 18 hit?
It does not, but it's close.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, you fire through there, but you know what you do though? Since this is energy damage, roll me damage for that attack though. Oh, do you
What
know
is
how?
the damage to the pistol?
I never. The energy pistol. This is a laser thing. Hold on. It is going to do 2d6.
All right, 2d6 incoming. We're done.
So it's like a conical ray gun that comes out.
No, this is like a Buck Rogers shoots a blast of like photon energy.
Seven total.
Wow.
7 total.
All right. So what you do, however, is you kind of it makes a tunnel in this cloud of flies around it. So you've killed a number of them. There's still a bunch buzzing around this thing, but you've done some damage to the cloud of flies that surrounds this creature.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
So that is it. Okay, gotcha. All right. So it is Gordy and then Felix. Gordy, I got a fly-surrounded demon over here that's just trying to rip Hagen apart with his claws. Made Mako all tall and weird. I mean,
how tall is this creature?
He's about 8 foot tall, but he's hard to picture right now because again, just flies everywhere around him.
Gordy knows one thing about breaking up bar fights with uglies, and that's you always go for the crotch. So when he dies, I want to make him drop that cloud of flies or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to just, with that, just the butt end of the spear, just nail him to.
Gotcha. All right. So that is you're -1 on your attack roll because of the dense amount of flies that are kind of like surrounding him. So make your regular attack roll to be -1, add your D die and your everything else.
Does it 18 didn't hit, did it? No, I rolled okay. Shit.
All right. You go in there, swing with this thing.
13 17 plus 2. Yeah, that's 8. Okay. 19 doesn't hit.
Yeah, 19 does not hit. You swing at him with this, and you just kind of like move flies around. You know what I'm saying? But now you're up in the range of this thing, and they're all kind of like around you, like
Ugh.
So they're getting everywhere. They're like landing on you. They're
the worst. In my mouth.
In your mouth. In your mouth. You're dreaming of sausages today. You're wishing you were
so
back.
Good, but it's not.
It couldn't have been. All right, so Felix, it is your turn, and it's time for some awesomeness.
Felix, I'm kind of just beside myself at the atrocity that's been committed to everything we're standing on. And I'm going to do my damnedest to channel Aristimus and try to designate at least part of this as something that might be holy compared to this creature.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So,
all right.
Maybe. Well, okay. It didn't totally suck. It's just the base result this time around. I'm not going to spend any luck on it, but I am going to try again later.
Is that blessing or holy sanctuary?
Holy sanctuary.
Holy sanctuary. Gotcha. All right.
So they find it. The enemies are going to find it hard to attack me. That's all.
Gotcha. All
they're distracted, and I'm just.
While there are other targets, they will go for other targets. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So you put up this sanctuary of holiness around you, and for a moment you feel the warmth of Aristimus around you, and you suddenly see strategic possibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like popping up. All right. So that's awesome. That was Felix. It is Nacho, and then Hagen. Nacho, I got a fly-covered demon here on a planet full of he made out of dead people. Needs killing.
And does my new appearance have some immediate effect on me?
No, you have taken a minor, he has thrown a minor corruption upon you.
Right. Okay.
So it's just, since you made your saving throw, it's just a minor thing, so
Okay.
It's not terribly bad. But
I plant firmly in my new gaunt legs on the ground, and then I put my fingers on my nostrils, and I start emitting, a cloud of noxious fumes that try to surround all these flies, right?
Oh, gotcha.
Nice.
Choking cloud.
Choking Cloud. Give me a
with a couple points of spell burn.
nice.
Okay.
Like
so-
you do.
Hey, if you're not going to spend it now, when are you
Yeah.
going to spend it? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But- Yeah, the next couple of weeks, don't ask me to help you move house or whatever. Because
It can restore vitality.
You can't restore
Okay.
spellburn points. That's
Combo.
Gods get angry. I don't know. I'll give you that shot.
Well, I don't know. Aristimus strategy.
I give you that shot.
Okay, I got a total of 16, which is not too bad.
Yeah,
So
16.
okay, it will be 1d4 small individual clouds, which inflict. I don't know if it's. I
They
think
don't really
I'll,
do damage at this round, at this level.
yeah. I think I'll bump it up a couple points.
Luck?
with luck. Yeah.
All right. Up to what?
Yeah, up to 18, which is
All
a
right, 18.
single acidic poisonous cloud center on the target.
Gotcha.
So we'll do for 3 rounds. Okay. Targets in the cloud suffer -2 penalty to rolls and 1 point
Gotcha.
of damage each round. Well, okay.
All right.
Worse than nothing.
No, that's actually
that's interesting.
I hadn't thought about that. That's not bad. So we'll
So
see how that
it's 20 feet radius. So
Yeah,
it's really
it's a 20-foot radius.
not
It
very
only does,
powerful,
it does,
but-
you know, the way it's described, it does 1 point of damage to all of the creatures in the radius. So,
Right.
while that will also get Gordy, but it will also, none of these flies have a hit point. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that after this round, it's going to lose its fly protection Mako's like, oh, and like the smoke of that in his nose is heinous, but like all those flies just kind of fall around and dissipate. And like the creature first, he's like outraged. Then he's like, more of that. Yes. And he's actually like kind of like trying to inhale it out of your nose. Like it's awful. It's just awful, you know, like, and he never exhales it. He just keeps it inside. That's just gross, you know? So, but you know what though? That's not all, because it's time for Hagen. And now this cloud of flies is gone, and Hagen the dwarf can go in there and do something Hagen the horrible style.
Okay, pretty inspired by his colleagues' brave and dynamic movements. Pleased to see that Felix is connecting with Aristimus, because Hagen was concerned that we may have lost that tenuous connection. It's been good, it's been bad, you know. Trying to channel some of that power of Aristimus himself, he bellows a mighty war cry and charges bravely towards the demon.
All right.
That is only a 1 on the D die. Can I burn 3 points of luck on that?
Yep.
Okay, so that gives me a 4 on the D die, urging my allies to form up around me as I lead the charge. I am in the forefront of the battle and succeeding in my attacks, setting an example to my followers, who receive a +1 bonus. Actually says +1 bonus to morale checks. Would you let that go on attacks?
Yeah, I mean, morale checks don't happen for people. I will say that you will leading the charge in the name of Aristimus. You will give everyone a +1 on their attack rolls for this round. And then add your D die, of course, to your attack and damage roll. So,
okay, so that's a 21 to hit.
Wow, hits.
11 points of damage with the Warhammer.
Okay, so here is so a couple things. First off, everyone is granted +1 hit on their next single attack roll. So, you know, it'll work on the base attack, but not the shield bash or anything like that. However, you also don't think this thing this did not do as much damage as it should have done. Your careful and practiced warrior's eye thinks that this thing is more resistant against this physical attack than it probably should be. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like it's not,
Okay.
Yeah, it's not it wasn't as impactful as you thought it should have been, considering how hard you hit it.
Okay. Swinging also with my shield arm. That's a 16 to hit.
16's gonna miss.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna have a real hard time hitting him with my shield. Good to know though.
All right. So not enough this. It is now time for the creature to go. It is the top of the order. It's delighted. And, it's like, this is so wonderful. Yes, please resist. Please resist, it says. And then it turns into a whirling dervish of evil. So it is going to, once again, fire a blast from its tail. This time, firing at Hagen the dwarf. Hagen, give me a DC 15 fortitude save.
Does the blast add to that too, or no? I don't know.
Fortitude save.
Oh, yeah, no, the attack rolls.
Okay.
So.
That is. That's a 5.
5. Yeah, you are going to fail that. So go ahead and roll me a die 10.
8.
8. Okay. You grow small horns on your forehead and take on kind of a demonic look. And he laughs with glee he's like, ha, 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 ha. Look now we're just alike. Cousins, I say, cousins, you and I. And then it is going to once again go after Gordy with its claws. And this time it's going to get a rock and roll 27. So I can only assume that's going to hit. Yep. So that is going to be 8. You will take 16 points of damage from that.
Okay.
Also, please go ahead and give me a fortitude save, DC 15.
Yeah, that's on this one.
Total 10?
No, I rolled a 14. So.
Oh, 14. Okay. You want to spend your 1 point of luck away from.
I will spend a point of luck.
All righty. Yes. You feel like the wound kind of burning and kind of even see it erupting a little bit. These kind of green, little spots, but you kind of force it out of your body and are able to shrug off the power of this thing. And y'all are able to hold fast and stand against it. So, and that is it. It does that. And then can it do another magic thing this round?
No.
Yeah. It also, this round, it rips a hole in itself. And it starts to drip poison. You can see it's poison coming out of this thing. And he's like, ha, 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 ha. So now he has this wound in his stomach that's kind of self-inflicted wound in his stomach that is dripping poison out onto the landscape. All right, and the smell coming off of it is, like I said, it's like, just open sewer from hell. It's just horrendously bad. But you know what though, Declan, it's your turn, and what are you gonna do?
Going to level that pistol and shoot again, even though my chances are very slim.
Well, the flies are gone, so you're back up to a regular D20 check.
Nice. Okay, good.
And remember, you get +1 this round in order to attack.
Adding 4 total. Oh my gosh! You said I can't crit with this thing.
No, only on the D16 check. You couldn't when the flies were there.
In that case, my friend, I have just rolled a nat 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah! Nice.
And Brandon, I'm gonna say outright, I have 11 luck points, and I'm going to burn all of them on damage.
Why don't you burn 10?
Burn 10. Leave yourself 1 luck point.
Yeah, otherwise you'll.
Oh, I get it. All right.
You're gonna do wrong. You do it right.
Okay.
My boy, man. That's my boy right there. All right, so that'll do 2d6 damage plus 10 die. What? 3, 4, 5, 6. 7? D7? What's your luck die?
It's my luck die.
6, 7. Yeah, you're 5th level, right? Or 4th?
Yes.
It's a D7.
No, I'm level 4.
Oh, okay. Whew. So that'll be a total of 10, 11, 12 D6 damage in toto. So,
Can I use an automatic dice roller for this? Actually, I don't think it will be here. We'll be here all week.
Do you have something?
Yeah, I've got something loaded up on screen. I'm doing it right now.
Go ahead, do it up.
Okay. 12d6. Give me something good. 40.
Yeah, man. 40 points. I'm gonna tell you something. All right, it's still up, but that was one of the, like, the energy guns are one of the things that it can't, like, shrug. So like you zap this thing.
Okay,
And you like, he like stabs himself in the stomach and he's like, ha ha, and you're like, and like the whole area around that, now you just got him like right in the wound. And like,
Nice.
you think you hit him in the backbone, and like, he like, and he's been like acting all excited about all of this. And suddenly he's like, like, this has stopped being fun for him. This is no longer a romp. This is like, he's now like, oh my God, I'm in trouble here. Like, you can, like,
I'm going to take a liberty. There's the critical hit effect as well. There's the table roll.
And it's the
there might be
critical
more in
hit.
this. There's
Yes, roll the. That's not a liberty, dude. That's a. What do you call it? Entitlement. You were entitled.
The player given right.
10 on table 2.
See, that's gross right there. Nicely done. A 10 on table 2. That is a masterful strike. Inflict plus 2d6 damage with the strike. So give me 2 more d6s.
5 and 2, 7.
There you go. Yeah, that was bad. That was really
Does it
bad.
cauterize the dripping poison?
No, he's still dripping poison this round. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what becomes of it.
I said it cauterizes 2 of his faces. He's only talking out of one mouth now.
Yeah, that was real nice move, man. Well done, Hamish. That's hilariously awful for him. Hilariously awful. All right, that was great. And it is Hagen. It is your turn. You are right in his grill now. What you gonna do? Did I miss somebody?
Wasn't it?
Cordy.
Was it Mako next?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Mako and then
Felix.
Yeah, that was Declan.
No, wait a minute. I skipped around. Yeah, I skipped. It is actually Nacho. It's your guys' turn first. So my bad.
Okay.
Mako.
All right. Yeah, I think I'll be trying out Magic Missile this time.
Okay.
Let's go. That'll be 17.
+1 for your.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, sure. Keep rolling.
Next action.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means 1d4 missiles. Exactly 4. All right. 4 missiles doing just 5 points of damage each.
Okay. Each?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
That's
20
points. That's 20 points of damage. Yeah, man. He is looking real raw at this point. Like that, just like between those 2 attacks, like he's really starting to get his bacon fried here, and is looking just abysmal. And he is like, again, he's no longer laughing, and he's no longer he's no longer enjoying himself, and he looks just terrible at this point. And like he's kind of staggering backwards. It is Hagen. It is your turn. He has taken a bunch of damage, man, but he's been hard. What are you gonna do?
I'm just going to start keep doing what was what was working. Just keep wailing on him. That was probably a miss. That's a. Hang on, what we got? Yeah, that was a 16. That's not going to hit him, is it?
No, 16 is going to miss. All right.
If ever there's a time to use your luck, man, now's it.
I was burning through it last round.
I got
Yeah, no, I'm leaving it with a miss.
Did I get skipped because I haven't gone with the war cry yet?
Okay, then yes. Then now I got screwed up. So yes, it is your turn now for Gordy. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna well, that didn't work. And there's a giant hole in him now, and I'm gonna try to go for like a tender part, like his toe or something like that. I'm gonna get that foot.
Get him in the foot.
Get him in the foot. Take his mind off of it. Ooh, 14 plus 4 is 18 plus 3 is 21.
Boom, that's a hit.
Ooh, and a
Fantastic.
3 on the deed.
Yes.
And a 3 on the D.
Yes.
That's going to hit him in his tippy toe.
4 on the D. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yes. So that is going to be 8. That's not an 8. That's a D8.
All right. Nope, that's a D6. We want to do a C6. Dice.
Math.
So that's 5 points of damage. Say 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Right to his tippy toe.
All right. I'm gonna say that's gonna reduce his movement in half. Like he's now staggering about as you just chop through his foot, and he shrieks, and he is like, how? He's like, I am the Defiler. I am the one that destroys. And he looks bad at this point. He's getting into like some rough cases here. So he is going to, once again, he brings that tail around to bear. He's going to fire that.
Hey, Felix, I didn't go yet.
My bad. All right, it's your turn. I don't know what. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart. That's what happened. I'm using the last fight there. Okay, sorry. All right.
We can't leave you anywhere.
Your
Miko,
turn
what
now.
was the last thing that you cast on him?
Magic missile, and it seemed to that was money. It was like the laser, where your other attacks seemed to be doing. Even that foot attack seemed like you should have cut right through that thing, but you just hit it. But it felt like those. Yeah, it felt like the energy things though were like really getting the work done.
I'm just trying to keep him occupied while they whittle him down.
Yeah. Since I've got Holy Sanctuary on me, I'd like to step in front of Mako, if it's possible, since he's all like Stretch Armstrong right now.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm gonna attempt to cast Blessing again with the purpose of getting an aura that can help.
No. All right, we'll roll it up.
No aura. But
All right.
no fail, just no aura.
Gotcha. What's it gonna get you?
17, same I had before.
All right, gotcha. All right, so
I'll try a ton of luck later.
all right, so yeah, you are feeling in connection with everything, but right now
Drips and drabs. Never mind.
Drips and drabs. All right. So has everybody gone this? Okay, so the order is the creature, Declan, Gordy, Felix, Mako, Hagen. That's the right order that I was not using. So somewhere. All right, so
now he can do a stupid tail thing.
He does his stupid tail thing. But you know what though? He was gonna shoot it at Mako, but you know what? He can't shoot it at Mako no more. What's up, Felix? Give me a DC 15 fortitude save.
Give me a DC 13 against Holy Sanctuary.
Oh shit! No, I can't even do that. Not until everybody else did. I skip. All right, I'm re-rolling that one. That'd be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he likes Declan. He's gonna fire a blast at you. Declan, give me a DC 15 fortitude save.
Makes sense. He's got the lowest luck too.
You know what I'm saying?
Crap.
Yeah. It's garbage. 6.
Did not work out. All right, roll me a D10. Oh, and add your roll me a D10.
Your luck modifier. We're gonna
add your non-existent luck modifier.
I am shit out of luck, as they say, right? I rolled a 5 on that D10.
You get a 5. Okay. So here is what happens. You are going to suddenly grow small tentacles all over your face that are all just every which way pointing in every kind of direction, like they are horrific feeling and looking, and like you can touch with them, you can feel your face like under them. It's like ugh. But even that doesn't cheer him up, because he's like I said, he's just not having fun anymore. Now he's just like, what the heck am I going to do? Then he is going to attack. It's either going to be a physical attack at Gordy or Hagen. I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he still likes Gordy after last time. So here comes that attack roll. Oh, I rolled garbage. So 15 get you?
No.
Man, he does not hit you with that. And then the only two are that close to him, Gordy and Hagen. Both of y'all give me a fortitude save, DC 14.
21.
You're good.
15.
You're good. So the blood that came out of that thing that he ripped at himself is starting to pool out his feet. and the fumes coming off of this round are so bad that for a moment there, like the toxic fumes, felt like they were overcome you. But the two of y'all were like, "Pah, nope."
I worked in a bar in St. Louis. I've smelled worse.
Let me tell you something about Hunch Punch Night, okay? Yeah. You guys, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. Right, they don't call it that up north, though. Actually, I don't know what they call it in St. Louis, but they got a different name for it. All right, y'all fight through that, and that's it. It's Gordy and then Felix. Oh, sorry, Declan. I almost did it again. It is Declan and then Gordy. Declan, what you gonna do, bud?
All right. Well, you know what Declan does? Through those tentacles on his face, he's like, "Turn it off, Turlog. You're finished." Okay. And Declan basically is trying to get this guy to surrender. We can't negotiate with the corpse.
I mean, yeah, you tell it to do that, and it kind of like looks. He's like, "Oh, don't try to cheer me up. I'm in a lot of pain here."
Yeah, all right. We'll get some more. I fire. What the heck?
Go ahead, take your shot.
Something good. 9. No, I miss.
Yeah, it's gonna miss. Make me one more attack roll.
Okay. What about 16 this time?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hagen, what's your armor class?
19.
Yeah, there's your one ear gets real hot for a minute there, but you shrug it off. You shrug it off though. All right. So that was Declan. It is Gordy and then Felix. Gordy, this thing's in your grill. What you gonna do?
I would like to reach up and grab him by one of his facial things and take that spear and just like put it in his, I'm just like lower jaw, come down here, talk to me.
Oh, I see. You're going to go for a jaw open and stab in mouth attack. All right, go for it.
Oh, that is a 2 plus. I did not make my dice, but that is a 19. Does a 19 hit?
It's awful close.
Damn. Oh, I'm going to spend a part of luck.
There you go. That's the spirit. All right, so just go ahead and give me regular damage.
Okay. That is a 9.
Okay, so he certainly took some damage from that, not as much as you would have liked. You want to kind of more stabbing him in the chest.
Just trying to keep his attention. I don't know. I know I'm not making much damage, but when somebody's punching at your face with a sharp object.
Gotcha. I totally get it. All right, so it is
classic fencing.
It is Felix and then Mako. Felix, what you got to bro?
Let's see how am I actually going to do this? Damage. I don't really have anything in the way of
what about the stones? What's
any of that. It's just a sling stone.
But is it a magical sling stone?
No, and firing into melee is where friendly fire isn't. So I'm not.
That's what I'm here for, baby. Hit me if you have to. I'm.
No. Yeah, that's the last thing that we're gonna do. Actually,
come be holy in his face.
Mako, no, I'm gonna try to get blessing. I'm gonna bump it up if I need to, because I need you guys to actually land these hits and the damage. Strategic, no, failed, but no disapproval.
All right, cool. All right, that didn't work like you would have liked. That's all right though, because
nothing for crappy dice.
You know what though? I believe it's time for Mako to do something drastic. Mako, I got a bad boy here. What are you gonna do about me?
Okay, so Slenderman here is doing I guess magic missile seems to be doing the trick, so shooting again. I got just twisting. Yeah, I stay a little bit in the background, so to give them the creeps, right? So a little bit, you know.
Gotcha.
He's doing the two-man dance. He's doing the two-man. Flopping.
All right. Give it a check.
Oh no, I lost the spell.
All right. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
I
come
didn't-
on, you guys.
That didn't work out
No.
great, but that's all right though, because it's time for Hagen the
Extra
dwarf
Yeah.
to do some real
Save the
ultra
day.
violence.
Save the day.
So Hagen's got a bit of a soundtrack going on in his head. These horns have appeared on his head, and he finds himself gurning like Angus Young on the cover to Highway to Hell, and sort of imagines that his shield's like a sheet of like a vinyl record, and he's going to just go flailing in. He's actually going to start wailing on the foot that he saw Gordy smack up before. Rather than try and slow him down, I mean, he saw that was partially successful. He's going to try and bring him down by tripping him, just by wailing on a foot or an ankle. Okay.
While
Now
Gordy's
it's been
hanging off
so
his
long.
face.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we can overbalance him. Yeah. Okay, that's a 6 on the D die. The attack die was cocked. So 16, 17, 18. What were we going for?
Over 21.
20.
Okay, I'll burn 2 points of luck.
Oh, dude. All right, man. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and.
Okay, so that is 6, 12 points of damage with the Warhammer, and if I can find my D14, what the hell is it?
A little bit bigger than a D12, a little bit smaller than a D16.
Yeah.
Help me
Actually,
find
about the
it.
same size, just
but-
small.
You guys did this to yourselves. I don't have any pity for you.
No, I miss with the
shield
shield
bash?
bash.
All right, no worries. Well, here's what happens. You go ahead. That last blow just lays him on the ground. You hit him, and he just kind of sprawls out. And he looks up at you, and he's like, "And this is how it ends at the hands of 5 virgins. I realize there's some poetry to that, but I don't appreciate it for 1 second. Well, I have one last thing I can defile, and that is your revenge." And he reaches into that wound he made in his stomach, and in a sight you hope never to see repeated, rips himself in half and shreds himself, and winds up in 2 bits over there, like it just like so the 2 in melee with him, Gordy and Hagen, both of y'all give me a reflex save, DC 13.
No. Grudge attack.
13.
15.
You got a 15, both of you. So yeah, so this last blast of like completely toxic, gosh knows what, rips out of him, and the 2 of you are like, whoa! And it permanently, scars your armor and your shield as you like defend against it. But it manages not to get on any of you, although the smell is absolutely noxious. And then it's laying there in bits, and like all of a sudden, like a moment later, like all y'all feel like gravity, like y'all lose the gravity here, and like you see that this whole place doesn't fall apart so much as it starts to drift apart. The things that you're walking on are no longer connected; they all just sort of drift. And just when it gets a little hard to breathe, suddenly, boom, you guys find yourself once again inside that huge bubble, the same thing that you were transported here on, and slowly like leaves out of the top of this building, and the building so flows apart, and all of the corpses now, they almost kind of seem to be righting themselves. They all sort of like, they all look like the creature did before. They're just, sitting there, that kind of like, they're clearly dead, but they're sitting there in those like, aspects of serenity, what I'm saying? They all kind of spread apart. The whole place just sort of spreads apart like that. And like, from seeing this and from like, from destroying it, everyone gets 3 points of luck. And the whole thing just sort of like, gets, once the whole thing is like completely like, put aside, and like you see all of those component pieces like falling back into themselves. The sphere that you are all in the interior of rises up and once again starts to pick up velocity, and then once again you are going at like billions of miles a second, just flying past galaxies and quarks and supernovas, and find yourself like you actually come backwards and you actually go right through the Planet Caravan. You go right through the planet Diaspora, and you actually see thousands of these spheres like surrounding these like chunks. Some of them that are the size of islands, and some of them that are teeny tiny, like a couple of buildings or like a small patch of grass. But you see, they all have like, as you fly through them, you see that you see life. You see more, humans that look like you. And some of them that may have evolved in different directions, but there are certainly some of them that still have people in them. You guys go right back there to Catalpa Street. Once you hit the exterior, you like the bubble that you're in grows and like becomes a part of it, and then you are all safely deposited right back there in front of the municipal building, which now has got like a sign hung in front of it, and Temple of Aristimus, and sitting out there working on it is like, dude, and like. You see that, like, he comes over. He's like, what has happened? You've returned.
I need a shower.
You all need showers. Unfortunately, we do not have those facilities here. So, but that's when the whole place starts to rock, and you see that, like, yeah, sure enough, the all of Catalpa Street, that entire chunk of the planet that you guys are standing on, moves up, starts streaking across the sky, and like first. It joins the rest of the diaspora. It joins the rest of the caravan. So now you are a part of this, and you can see this shining thing of like thousands of these spheres in front of you. And then the entire caravan just starts to pick up speed and velocity. It goes faster and faster and faster. And then like, it's once again, you're rushing through space and time as stars fly by you. And then at the end there, all of these spheres, it kind of like hits a point and stops, where there's like a sun there, like, like out in the distance, and like, 90% of them come together and become this sphere, and the last 10% of them come together and become a moon up above. And then like when the whole thing is put together, like you see all of these, like it's one bubble, and then the bubbles are all gone, and you see all these Qsvergs kind of like array themselves. There's again thousands of them. They all come down to where you are. And they all sort of like float around all of you. And now Catalpa Street is connected. None of these, they've been apart for so long that they've all looked different. You know what I'm saying? So like you're connected with other parts of the world which have evolved differently. But you see there are humanoids that are wandering over like and yelling things in their newly evolved languages and such. But like as these things, the Qsverg all, for a moment, they all like are around you. And then you see like coming up out of the ground, you can totally recognize the Qsverg that sent you on that thing. Also, he kind of like comes up out of the parking garage, like, and they all surround you for a moment, and like all of them bow for a long moment. And then they all like, right themselves, repair, and then they just sort of float off. And float off, you think in the direction where you came from. You think back in the direction of where that planet was, where that the corpse planet was, y'all called it. They all start heading in that direction. But at this point, you guys have, your actions have actually ended the diaspora and brought back old Earth, now a patchwork planet of thousands of little weird microcosms and cultures and things that have evolved over time. But y'all have gone ahead and brought it back together. So at this point, you are now people here on this restored world. What that's going to mean to the future, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to go ahead and say that you guys have gone ahead and completed all of this. Like obviously put it all together, and obviously found this restored world. So I mean, if you're keeping track, you get the minimum for 5th level plus 100 experience points. Everyone's like, y'all did actual world building today, so that's a little bit of holiday special on there too. That is it. Now, what happens next? Do we find our ways? Or are we the only fantasy beings in an otherwise mundane world? Do we reconnect with the Qsvergs? Do we find our way to another being? Do the space pirates, they keep their word, or do they come back after y'all? That's a story for another day. We're gonna go ahead and leave it right here. But thank you all for tuning in, and huge thanks to my players.
There's the hymn. There's a hymn.
Oh,
There's
the
the
hymn.
carol that's been posted.
Corbin 17 was scared. We popped in all unprepared. We're not sure what is this place. Island all alone in space. The insightful one returns. And I have 3 or 4 more verses. So there you go.
That's amazing,
Outstanding.
Jen.
Amazing. Well done.
Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Brilliant.
Jen
Love
Brinkman,
it.
what up? Huh? Yeah, that was fantastic.
Awesome.
Really funny.
and,
I just saved
thank
it
you.
on the stuff.
Constituted Planet Corps. Nice scansion on that. That's brilliant. Can I paste this in the chat, Jen?
Feel free.
Okay. Paste this in the chat for you guys.
Yeah. Oh, somebody
Gonna
put
let me
that on a hymnal. I'm singing that every Christmas from now on. That was amazing. I can't believe you made it together. Holy gosh, that's real. Oh,
it's not gonna work.
No, it doesn't.
Demon turning off. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Reconstituted Planet Corps. That's
Yes, that's fantastic. I live for this.
yeah, that's just just gorgeous. All right, well, well, now I'm all verklempt. Thank you all so much for tuning in and for being a part of this evening. Thank you to my amazing cast who have once again done an incredible job. Thank you all for tuning in and watching, and I'm so grateful for you all. Tune in next week for our holiday, special holiday edition of Game Therapy 1000 Worlds. How special will it be? Special guest GM for the first time ever on Game Therapy. So tune in for that. We're excited to have everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. So it's the end of Game Therapy. The thing I like to do, everyone please do this with me. Big inhale. Exhale. In with the gaming. Out with the bullcrap. In with the gaming. Out with the bullcrap. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Game Therapy 1000 Worlds. Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers, everyone. Good night.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
I got guys.
Cheers.